Obviously, I should have taken the Ignatia. Why do I have to be so categorical? What possible difference can it make to me if Serge lets himself be taken in by modern art? I mean, it is a serious matter, but I could have found some other way to put it to him. I could have used a less aggressive tone. Even if it makes me physically ill that my best friend has bought a white painting. All the same, I ought to avoid attacking him about it. I have to be nicer to him. From now on, I'm on my best behavior.
Feel like a laugh?
Go on.
Ivan liked the Antrios.
Where is it?
You want another look?
No. I'm trying to explain. What, did I skip a page?
Yeah.
Whoops.
You want another look? Top 19.
Let me see it.
I knew you'd come around to it. Ivan got it right away.
Uh-huh.
All right, listen, it's just a picture. We don't have to get bogged down with it. Life's too short. By the way, have you read this? Read it. It's a masterpiece. Incredibly modern. Read that, and you don't need to read anything else. What with the office, the hospital, Francoise, who's now decreed that I should see the children every weekend, which is something new for Francoise, the notion that children need a father. I don't have time to read anymore. I'm obliged to go straight for the essentials.
As in painting, where you've ingeniously eliminated form and color, those old chestnuts.
Yes. Although I'm still capable of appreciating more figurative work, like your Flemish number.
What's Flemish about
Very
it?
restful.
What is Flemish about it? It's a view of Carcassonne.
Yes, but I mean it's slightly Flemish in style. The lake, the view, and in any case, it's very pretty.
It's not worth anything, you know that.
What difference does it make? Anyway, in a few years, God knows if the Antrios will be worth anything.
You know, I've been thinking and I've changed my mind. The other day, driving across town, I was thinking about you and I said to myself, isn't there deep down something really poetic about what Serge has done? Isn't surrendering to this incoherent urge to buy, in fact, an authentically poetic impulse?
Oh, you're very conciliatory today, unrecognizable. What's this bland, submissive tone of voice? It doesn't suit you at all, by the way.
No. I'm not trying to explain. I'm apologizing.
Apologizing? What for?
I'm too thin-skinned. I'm too high-strung. I overreact. You could say I lack judgment.
Read Seneca.
That's it. You see, for instance, you say, read Seneca, and I could have easily gotten annoyed. I'm quite capable of being really annoyed by your saying to me in the course of our conversation, read Seneca, which is absurd of me.
No, it's not absurd.
Really?
No, because you thought you could identify...
I didn't say I was.
You said you could easily...
Yes, I could easily
get annoyed, and I understand that, because when I said read Seneca, you thought you could identify a kind of superiority. You tell me you lack judgment, and my answer is read Seneca. Well, it's obnoxious.
Yes, it is a little.
Having said that, it's true you lack judgment, because I didn't say read Seneca. I said read Seneca.
You're right.
The fact of the matter is, you've quite simply lost your sense of humor.
Probably.
You've lost your sense of humor, Mark. You really have lost your sense of humor. When I was talking to Ivan the other day, we agreed you'd lost your sense of humor. Where the hell is he? He is incapable of being on time. It's infuriating. We'll miss the beginning.
Ivan thinks I've lost my sense of humor?
Ivan agrees with me that recently you've somewhat lost your sense of humor.
The last time we saw each other, Ivan said he likes your painting very much, and I lost my sense of humor.
Oh, yes, the painting, really, very much, and he meant it. What is that you're eating?
Ignatia.
Oh, You believe in homeopathy now.
I don't believe in anything.
Didn't you think Yvonne had lost a lot of weight?
So's she.
It's the wedding. You know, eating away at them.
Yes.
How's Paula?
All right. Where are you going to put it?
Oh, I haven't decided. There or there? Too ostentatious.
It's okay.
Are you going to have it framed?
No. No, no.
Why not?
It's not supposed to be framed.
Is that right?
The artist doesn't want it to be. It mustn't be interrupted. It's already in its setting. Look, you see?
And what is that? Adhesive tape?
No, it's a kind of craft paper made up by the artist.
It's funny how you say the artist.
What else am I supposed to say?
Well, you say the artist when you could say the painter or whatever his name is, Antrios.
So?
But you say the artist as if he's, well, some sort of, like he's some sort of a god. Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. Well, what are we seeing tonight? Let's try and see a movie with a little substance for once.
It's 8 o'clock. Everything will have started. I can't imagine how this man, who has nothing whatsoever to do, am I right, manages to be late every single time. Where the fuck is he?
Let's just eat dinner.
All right. It's 5 after 8. We said we'd meet between 7 and 7 past, and half past, rather. What do you mean, the way I say the artist?
Nothing. I was going to say something stupid.
Well, go on.
You say the artist as if he's some attainable being. The artist, some sort of god.
Well, for me, he is a god. You don't think I'd have forked out a fortune for a mere mortal?
Well, no.
I went to the Pompidou on Monday. You know how many Antrioses they have at the Pompidou? 3. 3 Antrioses at the Pompidou.
Amazing.
And mine's as good as any of them, if not better. Listen, I have a suggestion. Let's give him on exactly 3 more minutes and then get the hell out of here. I found a great new place. Lyonnaise food.
Why are you so jumpy?
I'm not jumpy.
Yes, you're jumpy.
I'm not jumpy. All right, I'm jumpy. I'm jumpy because this slackness is intolerable. This inability to practice any kind of self-discipline.
Fact is, I'm getting on your nerves and you're taking it out on poor Yvonne.
What do you mean, poor Yvonne? Are you shitting me? You're not getting on my nerves. Why should you be getting on my nerves? He's getting on my nerves. It's true. He's getting on my nerves. It's this ingratiating tone of voice. A little smile behind every word. It's as if he's forcing himself to be pleasant. Oh, don't be pleasant, don't be pleasant. Whatever you do, don't be pleasant. Could it be the Antrios? Could buying the Antrios have triggered this feeling of constraint between us? Buying something without his approval? Well, screw his approval. Screw your approval, Mark!
Could it be the Antrios? Buying the Antrios? No. It started some time ago. To be precise, it started on the day we were discussing some work of art, and you uttered quite seriously the word deconstruction. It wasn't so much the word deconstruction that upset me. It was the air of solemnity you imbued it with. You said, humorlessly, unapologetically, without a trace of irony, the word deconstruction. You, my friend. I didn't know the best way to handle the situation, so I made this throwaway remark. I said, I guess I must be getting intolerant in my old age. And your response was, who do you think you are? What makes you so high and mighty? What gives you the right to set yourself apart? Serge responded in the shittiest way possible and totally unexpectedly. Right, Mark. What makes you think you're so special? That day I should have punched him right in the mouth. And when he was lying there on the ground, half dead, I should have said to him, You're supposed to be my friend. What sort of friend are you, Serge, if you don't think your friends are special? Leonasia said, a little fatty, isn't it? A little heavy with all those little sausages. What do you think?
12 minutes past 8.
So a crisis. Insoluble problem, major crisis. Both stepmothers want their names on the wedding invitation. Catherine adores her stepmother, who more or less brought her up. She wants her name on the invitation. She wants it, and her stepmother's not anticipating, which is perfectly understandable, because the mother is dead, not appearing next to Catherine's stepmother, which is understandable. My stepmother, who I detest, is out of the question. Her name should appear on the invitation, but my father won't have his name on unless Catherine's stepmother is left off, which is completely unacceptable. I suggested none of the parents' names be on the invitation. After all, we're not adolescents. We can announce our own wedding and invite people ourselves, but Catherine screamed her head off, arguing it would be a slap in the face for her parents, who are paying through the nose for the reception, and particularly for her stepmother, who's gone to so much trouble when she isn't even her daughter. So I agreed. I let myself be persuaded against my better judgment because she wore me down. I agreed that my stepmother, who I detest, who's a complete bitch, will have her name on the wedding invitation. So I telephoned my mother to warn her. Mother, I said, I've done everything I can to avoid this, but we have no choice. Colette's name has to be on the invitation. She said, if Colette's name is on the invitation, take mine off. Mother, I said, please, I beg you, don't make things more difficult. She said, how dare you suggest my name left to float around the card on its own as if I was an abandoned woman below Colette who clamped onto your father's name like a limpet. Mother, I said, please, I have friends waiting for me. I'm going to hang up now, and we'll discuss this tomorrow morning after a good night's sleep. She said, why am I always an afterthought? What are you talking about? You're not always an afterthought. Of course I am. And when you say, don't make things more difficult, what you mean is everything's been decided. Everything's been cooked up behind my back. Good old Nadia. She'll agree to anything in all this. And get this, she said, to put an old tin lid on it. Mother, please, I have friends waiting for me. We're going to discuss this tomorrow. That's right! There's always something more important to do than talk to me. Goodbye! And she hung up. Catherine, standing next to me, but didn't hear her side of the conversation, said, what did she say? I said she doesn't want her name on the wedding invitation with Colette. She said, I'm not talking about that. What did she say about the wedding? Nothing. You're lying. I swear. It's just that she doesn't want her name on the wedding invitation with Colette, which is understandable. Call her back. Tell her when your son's getting married, you rise above your vanity. Well, you could say the same thing about your mother. That's not the point. It's not her. It's me. I'm the one who wants her name on the wedding invitation. Not her. That poor woman is tact personified. If she had any idea the trouble this was causing, she'd be down on her knees begging for her name to be off the invitation. Now call her back. By now I'm in shreds. Catherine's listening in on the extension. Yvonne, my mother says, up to now, you've conducted your affairs in the most chaotic way possible. And just because out of the blue you've decided to embark upon matrimony, I am now obliged to spend all afternoon and evening with your father, a man who I haven't seen for 17 years. I was not prepared to reveal my puffy cheeks, nor my hip size, not to mention Colette, who I understand, according to Felix Polari, now plays bridge. My mother always played bridge. I can see none of this can be helped, but on the invitation, the one item that's going to be received and examined, I insist on making a solo appearance. Catherine screws up her face and shakes her head. Mother, I said, why are you so selfish? I'm not the selfish one of